Libra. Yeah, Libra. You did say that. You did say Libra. Yeah, that is an air sign.
You know what I can tell you about me personally, being a Leo. I never want to be in the limelight. I never want to be.
It's not about you.
In a leader situation, but I'm always forced to be in that situation.
Because you were.
So when I have to be in that situation, I have to do it. I do it. I don't complain about it because heavy is the crown, as they say.
We rolling.
I don't make myself.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. Every time I tried to be in a situation where I could work under somebody, always.
All right, we gone. We good. All right.
No.
Did we get a spill of the cameras?
Listen.
All right. Welcome to the Pure Game Podcast.
Oh, we on?
Yo, we on. Yeah, brother.
Okay.
Welcome to the Pure Game Podcast. It's your boy Tradenomics, and you already know I'm with Done Deal and RP the Real.
What's happening?
And I'm with these lovely ladies. We're going to introduce them. You know, I want them to introduce themselves. So we're going to start over here, and then we're going to move all the way over here. So let's go.
Hey, y'all. I'm Pretty Pressure. I'm 22, and I'm from East Atlanta.
East Atlanta.
You know what I'm saying? East side shit.
Type shit.
And I'm an artist. I make music.
Okay.
All right.
Hey guys, I'm Ayana, but I go by Yanni. I'm 28 and I'm from New Jersey, and I'm also an artist too. And I have my clothing brand too.
Okay, clothes.
All right.
Oh, you got the clothes.
Hi, I'm Ade Shakel. I am an all-around entertainer. I sing, I dance, I act, I make you laugh. And what else? Where am I from? All around the world.
Okay. All around the world.
Hello, I'm Abigail Holy Grail. I'm a multi-dimensional creative. I'm a burlesque artist, an actress, and a muse. And I'm originally from Panama, but I've been in Atlanta for 20 plus years.
All right.
Hey, I'm Paisa Holada. I'm an artist, content creator, dancer. I do a little bit of it all.
Okay.
I'm 23 and I'm a Virgo. That's a big thing. So, yeah.
All right, Miss Virgo. All right, don't worry. Their names is gonna be in the description. I got you. Now, today. Woo! It's been a time. It's been a time to be alive, and it's been a time to be alive right now. You know, have y'all heard what happened?
No.
With Diddy? You know how that's how I always start. Be like, y'all heard what happened? Yeah. The main topic of what's been going on with Diddy.
Oh.
Well,
y'all know
if y'all don't know.
So.
All right, so if y'all don't know what happened, there was a video that had leaked out showing Diddy putting the beats on Cassie. Ooh, it was rough too. It was rough, dog.
Yeah, I lost all respect for him, bro.
Yeah, man.
That was the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
I was. Yo, it was hard to watch, and then I was like, maybe it's not him. Maybe it's not him. Maybe it's not him. Then he came out with the apology talking about I fucked up. I was in a dark place. I'm like, man, you rich, motherfucker. How dark were you could have been? Y'all here you having these freak offs and shit. You know, talking about it's a dark. I'm fucked up and it's a dark time. You know what I'm saying?
Dark time for sure.
Talking about dark time. Talking about I fucked up. Yo, this motherfucker did a football kick on her ass.
Crazy. I can't believe it. I still can't believe it.
You think that was one of the reasons why the Homeland Security went up in his house?
Nah. To be honest with you, they could probably care less about that.
Okay.
Man.
They was worried about they shit.
Yeah.
Man.
Not his.
They just dropped that shit on the low. Hey, here y'all have something to play with. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I'm telling you.
How do y'all
when
feel
I watched that shit had me like, Diddy, no! Not the dealer.
Yeah.
Not the dealer. The diddler strikes again.
Yeah, if he was just fucking off and fucking guys and girls, that's one thing. But the fact that he was putting the beats on Cassie, that's a whole, like, that just shows
quite some time.
Right. Not only that, but it makes you think about all the other shit.
Yeah.
Everything else he involved in.
Absolutely.
Kind of puts you in like the zone of like, damn, is this nigga really that type of guy?
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely that type of guy, for sure.
Question. Were you guys surprised though, honestly? Because
No.
Okay, we're not. Because I just felt like when he came out with my new name is Love, that right there did it for me. I said, so what were you before?
Hate.
And I just personally feel like he told on himself. I've been saying from that time, sorry, Diddy. I love the music you've created, but the memories that you are putting in our minds are not that, special. Yeah.
It's terrible.
What you think about it?
I'm not surprised, honestly. I've been thinking this for years. Like, you can look into his eyes and tell he has no soul. That man is gone. And I feel bad for Cassie because, she's not the only female that's dealing with this. Like, it's a lot of females every day that deal with this. And I just feel like I'm happy that she, spoke up and came out and stood her ground because most females are scared. So, I feel like she did the right thing.
What about you?
How I feel about the situation, I feel like, okay, Cassie came out, told everybody, but most people not really surprised because we've been hearing about this for a minute, but everybody's all coming out now, speaking up for her, but it's just why y'all now just speaking up for her, why y'all didn't say nothing back then? A lot of people that been around.
Because of money.
Yeah.
Not just that, but money. When a nigga can pay you got to think this video was from 2016.
Yeah.
They've been holding on to it for that long for what reason?
Yeah.
Because money.
Absolutely.
Money is the end all be all. If Diddy walked in this room and offered everybody $1 million and shot a nigga in front of us, we'd all be looking at each other like.
I think they really had a trauma bond. Honestly, yeah, I think it was really she got used to that and thought it was okay. Cause I had a friend that was, going through some of the same, not as extreme, but she definitely had a trauma bond with her man. And she finally got out of it, but looking back, definitely trauma bond for sure.
What about you?
To be very honest, I'm kind of hesitant to talk on this topic because I didn't watch the video in totality. I think I watched a few seconds and turned it off because that's not the type of content that I want to watch. That's not the type of that's not the type of views that I want to give energy to. Yeah. So and also I know that there's a lot of women who are triggered by the fact that they've experienced this, and then it takes so much for people to believe them. Mm-hmm. And it's reliving some of the most traumatic experiences on their own, witnessing it being publicized like this. So my sentiments definitely go out to her and anyone that has experienced something similar. Right. But I just don't choose to indulge and mind my business.
So it's what you put your energy into, right?
Yeah.
To one degree, everything can be a learning experience.
Yeah, I think everything is a learning experience.
Yeah, it's definitely a learning experience. And I like what you talked about energy and not putting into that type of energy, because it has been negative energy when it comes to this whole situation with watching Diddy just thrash the person that he says that he loves and that he screamed out that he appreciates, and he thanked when he had got his Lifetime Achievement Award, just to watch him beat the brakes out of her. Watching that woman leave, run, she didn't even have her shoes on, in terror. I was like, fear. I felt like it was a horror movie that I was just watching right now. It's like a scene from a horror movie. She waited till he went to sleep, got the hell on. She didn't even put her shoes on. She was putting that on while she was waiting for the elevator to come on. Then he comes and pulls her out. Football kicks her, whoops her ass, try to drag her back to the, my heart goes out for her. My heart goes out for her. But, I understand. But I like what you're saying about energy. And should we even put that type of energy out there for us to consume? So I do want to ask the ladies, does energy matter? Does negative energy, does positive energy, does that matter? What type of energy you get? So I want to ask you. Does energy matter?
Absolutely, it does, because if somebody's not giving you good energy, you should stay away from that. Whatever they're giving you, whatever they're giving you, I don't know. I just don't know how to explain it. Energy is important though, for real. For sure.
So you think energy defines your outcome? So if you have a negative energy, you're going to get a negative outcome. If you have positive energy, you're going to get a positive outcome.
Yeah, I fuck with people off of energy. If I don't feel your vibe, I'm not fucking with they. Like, no, you're done. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What about you? What you think about it? Like energy? You once spoke about it, so I need. Can you please elaborate?
Absolutely. So I'm so excited to talk about energy. Energy is in everything. It is everything. And I think I have a very interesting outlook where originally I think I also had a similar sentiment, like if the energy isn't right, that I wouldn't engage with it. But we have to understand, like as humans, we're going to interact with people at different phases of our experience. So I don't write off the bat. You know, if somebody may have an off day, that's not a person that I can accept into my life, but I make observations and I take mental notes.
Right.
But I just believe anything that you put your energy into, anything you invest in, that is what is going to continue to grow in your life. If you invest in working out, you're going to get physical gains. If you invest in reading, you're going to increase in knowledge. So, and if you invest in gossip and those kind of things, it's not much fruit that comes from that, but more gossip and more mess. So you have to decide what are the things that you want to deliberately indulge in your future, and that's when you start planting the seeds of energy now to get that later on.
I'm about to do some stats to that one. Hey.
I loved that. I feel like I'm experiencing that right now with my partner. And you just said that so effortlessly. And I'm taking notes from you, Queen.
How do you feel about energy into this world? Is that a real thing? Like,
it's definitely a real thing. I think, like she said, not just completely saying no to an energy because it doesn't align with yours. Because me, I'm a person, I'm very curious. So I'm like, what's going on in there? Let's unpack that. I'm kind of a therapist. So yeah, I can indulge in the energy, but I know exactly when to pull back when it starts to affect my mental health. Okay. I come first.
Right, come first. Do you believe the same thing? You agree
Definitely.
With that?
I feel like energy is, like everyone said, it's important because, like me, I can read the room. I can tell whose energy is off, whose vibe is good, who's just, they just not.
So you can read the room.
I can read the room really well. Okay. I pick up on vibes. I'm really into zodiacs and just like, it's just so important to make sure that your energy and your peace is intact because someone can drain you of everything that you have, your energy, everything, your happiness, and they'll take all of that in and you'll be left with nothing. So you have to, make sure you pay attention to the people you associate with, make sure they have good energy, they're positive, because I had to learn that this year, like, whatever you put out to the universe, it literally comes back to you. So when you ask the universe and God what you want, and he'll deliver it every time. But when you start talking negative, you're going to get negative results. When you start talking positive, then you'll get positive results. So
you think just talking positive?
No, but your actions as well.
Okay.
Just your actions.
So let
me
ask a small question. What about the music you listen to?
That has a lot to do with it too. Like, I had to really focus on the music and the things that I put into my ears, because a lot of this music, when you really take time to listen to the things they're talking about, it could either be demonic, you just have to listen to the words. I feel like today people just hear the beat and they're like driven by what the beat is, like, because the beat carries a lot of these artists, but you have to really listen to it, because you could be talking about listening to a song and it be killing people and all this, and then in your mind, you might start moving like that. Like,
what about the shows y'all watch?
That too.
And the movies.
That too.
So everything, all the energy that's out here, we kind of just accept it with a grain of salt and don't really think about it affecting our everyday lives.
Some people do.
Some people?
Some people pay attention to
the
type of energy that's around them. Like, I do. I know I do.
What about you?
How I feel about energy, like, when I walk in the room, I feel the energy. Sometimes you can walk in the room and like feel tension, like just with other people.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you can walk in the room and feel the hate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, all eyes on you type stuff. And then you just like, dang, like, I feel that. Like, everybody's get to like looking at you and stuff. And some girls just like.
See, sometimes I feel that, and then sometimes I be high and paranoid and think everybody looking at me anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't be high paranoid. I know for sure. Like I walk in the room sometimes, you feel the energy just with people, how they treat you, like who speaks to you. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Definitely with that, and like with other people, and then like your energy really affects like who you be around and stuff. Like if your boyfriend mad or your girlfriend mad, you walk in, they put all that energy, the anger towards you and stuff. Like their energy affects yours. Like now they putting you in a bad mood, and then it's just like So that's why like sometimes you gotta be careful who, watch who you around and stuff, and like just checking people's temperature, like
that's
checking
important.
on just like checking people's temperature like every day.
That's right.
All right. So you believe that like somebody say somebody draw some negative energy that can affect your positive energy.
Yeah, like I can walk in a great mood, and then everybody else just like pissed off and mad, and then they putting all that towards you, and then now you in a shitty mood. Like, but sometimes it depends on the person. Like if you just got that good energy where it's like nobody can fuck up my mood. Like even if you pissed off and mad, you can't fuck up my mood. Like then you a strong individual.
Shouldn't it flip the energy the other way?
You also have to watch who you sleep with too, because people don't understand that when you sleep with somebody, they're transferring your energy into them. Like you could be talking to someone that is a walking demon, like literally battling all types of demons and everything, and you could sleep with them and you'll wake up one day and be like, why am I so sad? Like, why am I so angry? And the whole time,
that's one of the biggest transfers of energy.
The person that you're sleeping with.
And
it won't make sense, but when you tap in and you really take time to like learn, you'll understand like you just can't associate with certain people because of that.
Yeah, some people are broken on the inside.
Big time.
Yeah.
Imagine all the people that fuck Diddy.
That's probably why he called it self-love, because he had all that. He said he was fucked up, so he used all that negative energy and fucked all that shit out and sucked all that positive energy from everybody else.
Yeah.
So to a point where he's loved now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's there's a book that's on the market when it comes to manipulators, gaslighters and shit like that. It's called Emotional Vampires. It's a real thing. People will suck the very life out of you if you're not discerning and open and aware. You know what I mean? So, it's a real thing. It's a real thing.
So, one thing that I have been working very hard. So you hear the phrase a lot, protect your energy,
Yeah.
But a lot of us don't have the resources or the knowledge on how to do that. How do we be in other people's presence and energy without it affecting our own? And I learned, so some of the books that I have derived, some of my techniques is in the 4 agreements, they said, don't take anything personal. And I really had to learn when somebody is angry, and even if they're cursing at me, it's not me being the issue, it's them dealing with their issues, and that is how they have to get it out of their system, and not to internalize it like I'm doing something wrong.
Right.
So I think it's just really important for you to find what works for you to make you feel at peace, because there are things that when you were a teenager used to bother you like for days, and now you just like whatever. You've learned coping mechanisms to accept and understand how energy flows in your world and interacting with other people.
Right. We learn how to deal with pain differently as we get older.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing we all learn. Our first heartbreak, the second one, it's a little less painful, and the third one you kind of disconnect from it, and then the fourth one you like, man, I don't feel shit. This shit, I don't have to feel this.
Right.
I think we do that because all humans have a real coping mechanism within them, and we learn how to use it the right way. Although it's not the right way, we all should really check our mental health and go get therapy sometimes, because we're bearing so much shit inside of us. Yeah. And we're putting our problems on other people, and that's why people have these outbursts. That's why people need to vent, and they don't know how to vent, and so they just end up yelling or screaming at each other or fighting over anything because they don't know how to get the pain that's in them out the right way.
Right.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Like, because we talk about keeping positive energy and negative energy away from us, so because it's going to affect our energy. But I always think about, what about ourselves? What about, we have to be cognizant of the energy we put out. You know, sometimes we have like, I don't know about y'all, but for me, I'm not just a happy-go-lucky motherfucker every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I be having bullshit happen to me, and sometimes I don't know how to react to it, so I'll get down and I'll get negative about it, especially when shit starts piling on and piling on and piling on and piling on, and to a point where I have to recognize that maybe I'm the infection that comes into that room.
That's some real
you know
shit.
what I'm saying? And so when it comes to energy, you have to be, for me, it's self-aware of even your own energy, what energy you're going to put when you walk through that room. Like what she said earlier about walking into a room and you coming in real happy, and then everybody's down, and that's dragging you down. That's battle of the energy to me.
Yeah,
If I walk into this energy and I'm happy and everybody's down, guess what? I'm gonna make everybody happy. At least if y'all gonna be, at least if y'all down, y'all gonna be down after I leave this room.
Yeah.
Because today we finna be happy today. Because I ain't nothing for the drop.
Damn, so
drop
gonna
my
leave you better
room
than
down.
I found you.
Because when it's hard sometimes to get into that good space. So you, like you said, you want to avoid that negative space at all costs.
Yeah.
But if you feel like you're in that negative space, get somebody that you would trust to talk to.
Yeah.
And stay away from other people until you actually get your negativity out and some more positivity.
Well, sometimes you do need other people to kind of talk you off that ledge.
That's true. Yeah.
Like, you don't, being by yourself is one of the bigger problems.
It's a dangerous thing.
When you're in a negative space.
Yeah.
Staying in the house.
Yeah.
Being by yourself with your own thoughts.
Dwelling on shit.
Right. You start piling on things that could be wrong.
Right.
Things that could be worse. Why is my life bad right now?
Yeah.
You don't have anybody to tell you, like, hey, go do a task.
Yeah.
Do something.
Shake that shit off.
Right. Plan something out for today. Say you're gonna do it. Knock it out. Feel accomplishment.
Yeah.
You know, accomplishment is one of those things that within yourself you feel good about. And you have to do that. If you don't, then you start building on the problems.
Yeah.
And it's always worse to be around people when you're building on those problems, because then you're going to bring people into it and you're going to start the gossip factor.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, oh man, my life, this shit is shitty, bruh. I'm just having a terrible day. I'm blah, blah, blah. And somebody's looking at you like, damn, what do I tell them? Like, how did I help you, bruh?
Right.
You have so many great points. I think if people are having the question of, like, if my energy isn't where I want it to be, how do I correct it? And I think the first thing you need to understand is energy is really an equation, and it's made up of your mind, your body, and your spirit, right? If you're putting trash into your body, it's going to make you feel worse. So if you start eating things that vibrate at a higher level, like fresh fruit and vegetables and water, those are going to help. If movement, your mind, like the music you listen to, like the movies you're watching, like the things you're reading, all those things feed in, and you just have to evaluate each section. How am I treating my body? How am I treating my mind? And how am I treating my spirit? And if there is something that is not quite aligned at a higher frequency, then you can use that to navigate you to a better form of energy by correcting those things.
What do you tell the people that don't even take that step? Because that step is the first step. But sometimes people get such in a dark hole that they can't even rationalize what's even happening, and they just dwindle away. What do you do? What do you do for those people?
Again, like I said, it's give them a task. Give them something that they can accomplish, so they feel like they're doing something. Because a lot of people get in that dark hole, and they only have, like, a lot of people are one-trick ponies. They have one way to make money. They have one way to handle their business, one way to think. If you give them another option, like, hey, why don't you do this and blah, blah, and see what happens, then people start to evaluate like, okay, damn, I can do that. But there's some people that just want to be down in the dumps so bad, you know, they don't want to do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the worst part. That's when you're close to death in your mind.
I also feel like people feel like they don't have an outlet. Like back in October, my aunt, she was 26 and she committed suicide.
Oh wow.
And if you looked at her, you wouldn't even know. Like, she was very happy, always traveling. She had the career of her dreams. And it's like, sometimes people are just dealing with things and it's deeper than just like having a bad day.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really like they're dealing with mental illness and they don't understand. They're confused and they're scared to tap into that because they feel like I'm an outsider or people are not gonna understand me. But like, I just want everybody to know that like better days are right around the corner and you just gotta keep going, keep God first, and just trust in him and know that tomorrow is a better day. Like, you just gotta keep going.
I really just want to say, like, honestly, alignment starts within the inside. You looking at your own self. Like, it's up to you. Everybody can tell you what to do and how to do it, but you only know what personally is going on within your own self and your mind.
Right.
Like right now, I'm actually working on my alignment. It's not perfect, but nobody's perfect. It takes time.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, spiritually inclined, but yeah, all y'all have good points though, for sure.
I think one thing that opens people up to spiritual invasion, you know, and it sounds crazy, but it's when you do have the knowledge that when you think it, when you speak it, you know, so shall it be.
Yeah.
And people start speaking the wrong things into their lives.
Yeah.
And I think, again, this all comes back to like this MK Ultra mindset. We listen to the music.
Yeah.
We hear what men say they want. We hear what women say they want.
And it's rocking.
We watch social media. We hear all these things about bad relationships, about women wanting one certain type of man and a man wanting. That's why women be like, oh yeah, all men want a girl with a BBL, and we like, nah, we want natural. And it's like
they're confused, like, yo, but you said, like, we ain't never told you that. That was social media. And those was the, I don't know, y'all said that amongst yourselves.
Right. And we're not pushing the agenda, but the algorithm is.
Absolutely.
It showed. I know when I was in a dark space, what used to pop up on my timeline was fighting, niggas getting shot at, women cheating on their niggas cheating on their women. Yeah. I was like, damn, this is dark. Now that I'm looking at what I'm looking at, this is dark. I shouldn't have nothing to do with this. And I got off of social media for like, I do social media cleanses. I take off of social media for 3-4 months, get my mind right, because that's not a real world to live in.
Absolutely.
That is nothing to be happy about or proud about. It's actually a fake persona that comes into play. Like when I introduce myself, I introduce myself as David, because I want people to know that I'm David first and I'm the done deal second. And that's a real part of me. Like they're two separate parts of me, but it's still in the same pond.
I definitely agree with you with the Instagram. Instagram really puts a standard on like relationships, on how girls think guys look at them, and then how like guys think girls, you know, like how guys probably think they have to like trick off on a girl to get her attention. Oh, I have to spend like $500 on a date to get the girl of my dreams, or like even like the other way around. It's like girls think they got to get BBL to get accepted, or like, oh, my titties don't sit up high enough, you know what I'm saying, to get the guy I want. So Instagram definitely does put like a standard, gets into people's head, and like you said, it's like, it's that energy, like people see every day. They think this is how they supposed to be, this is how their life's supposed to be. It's off the media. I'm gonna get some resistance when it comes to social media, because we've been bashing social media. I don't want to blame social media. I want to blame, like what Dunn said, the algorithm. Because if I'm in a positive mood and I start watching
positive videos. Every morning I wake up, there's some positive word of affirmation. That video just pop up on my, but like what Dunn said, when I was in a real negative space, all that negative stuff about relationships, about fighting, guns, drugs, anything that's negative, who done got killed today, you'll swear, if I remember 2020 when things got so bad, when we all stayed in our houses or whatever, everything looked everything that was put out and that algorithm was so bad. I was just scared to leave the house. I thought I might get shot as soon as I walk out the door, just because how everything, just how that algorithm works when you're in that state. When they put you in that state and you stay in that state, that's when you see all of that. Like for me, when I started thinking positive and start doing positive things and start feeling positive and saying positive words to myself, even when I'm not feeling positive, I still stay positive. Because guess what? I ain't dead. You know what I'm saying? It ain't over for nobody. If the Lord, I don't know what anybody's religion here is, but I'm a Baptist and I'm a devout Christian. Okay, so the Lord speaks to me every day. And he speaks to me by giving me life, and because that is a gift. It is a present. Because I'm 38 years old, and I know some people that's way younger than me when they would even see my age. You know what I'm saying? So it's never over. And like we said, if you want to observe the highlights, that's when you start following that. But social media is a highlight of our lives. Nobody's ever gonna take a picture of like, man, this day sucked today, and my hair's fucked up, and everything's, you ain't gonna take a picture of when the water burst in your house and you gotta call a plumber. You ain't finna take a picture of that. Look at this shit. This is some bullshit.
Some people. You're
right.
And I just want to say something that kind of just proves the point of like, it's not so much the algorithm that I want to blame. I want to blame us. It's our energy. It starts with us. So just same way, depending on how we wake up in the morning, we decide what we want to consume. So if we wake up and we're feeling happy, but we see social media and we're seeing negativity, you have the choice to unfollow. I don't know if you guys go on unfollow sprees, but I love those. I do that. When I see things that I feel like are triggering things in me that I don't need to see, or I'm in a season where that's not where I need to be either, or consuming, that's up to us to do. I mean, the algorithm in that doesn't have a soul. We have the soul. So we got to control what we consume, and we can't blame what's happening in the world, because bad things are happening every day, but so are good things. And we have that option to make that, our reality.
There's one simple thing that we can do when it comes to social media. Scroll past.
Yeah.
Keep scrolling. You know what I mean? If you don't like it, you can adjust it.
Yeah. And Instagram got a feature now where you can write down what you don't like. I wrote down a lot of people's names I don't want to see it. They'll tell you. Yeah.
Instagram know what I like. Ass. If I turn on ass twerking on my phone, that's how I like. Because good vibrations for me.
Yes. And I agree. There's so many truths in everybody's statements. My Instagram is really filled with people who inspire me, and it almost looks like a vision board because I follow like places I want to go. I follow, mindsets that I want to follow. And I think it's important for us to continue to create the reality that we want constantly. And like you said, like your era might change. You might be in an era where you just want to have what's popular, soft life, right? And then it can shift to where you just want to be really intensely focused on building a business, and that's okay too, and you can change what you consume and what you do based off how you're feeling. But I think social media should not control you. You should control social media, so you adjust how you need to in that aspect.
I just feel like a distraction is not a distraction unless you let it be a distraction.
Right.
Yeah. If you don't let it distract you, then it's just
you're right.
There.
So what's the standard of energy you're looking for in a mate?
That's a good question. Yeah, ladies.
Like, where is the energy when it comes to a relationship and the man you're talking to? What does he need to? What's the energy he needs to have?
And body. I would love to say Sorry. It's just I'm experiencing that. He just needs to embody, elevation, constant elevation. My goal is not for you to be perfect. My goal is for you to want to better yourself when you recognize where you are going wrong. And same for me, because I'm not perfect. And if we're continuing to progress forward in that, I think that's all you can ask for in a person, because man will always disappoint you, and I do pray. So I just, pray that you get it right the next time so we can go forward.
Okay. All right. I can dig it. Yeah. What you think?
I would say accountability. I feel like a lot of men don't take accountability for their actions, and that has a lot. I see it all the time. Like she said, I'm the type of woman that, like, you don't have to have diamonds on your neck. You don't have to have the fanciest car. As long as I know that you're willing to make that change to better your life, and we're on the same type of level, we're trying to elevate, then that's all that matters.
All right, what if his energy is positive and he likes to drive around in a Honda Accord and he likes to live in his modest house or modest apartment and he's good with his low income? Are you going to keep that positive energy, or are you going to change that energy to make him have a little bit more?
Right. So, like everyone else said, nobody's perfect, and sometimes, I don't know if you guys heard, but slow and steady wins the race. So one day you could be down bad. He could be down bad, have the best energy, and the next day he might be rich. You never know. So I feel like sometimes you just got to give him a chance to, get himself together.
What if he don't want to be rich? What if he's that? I mean, he's that where he likes his Honda Accord. He likes his apartment and he likes his job, and that's as much as he's ever going to make. Are you okay with that?
There's a woman for him.
I really feel like it just depends on a woman. Like,
I want to ask, are you okay with that?
It depends. If I feel like if he's loving me and I'm treated like a princess, you don't have to take me to Chanel and buy this, that, and the third. I like flowers. I like the small things. I'm not big on materialistic things. That could be going tomorrow. But how you treat me and your energy and your vibe matters to me. Like, if we go out and you just looking mad all the time, I can't, no. Like, you can't be broke and have a nasty vibe and energy.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta pick a struggle. You know what I'm saying? You gotta really pick a struggle.
I get that. Yeah, he's very positive. He brings you positivity in this world. He just don't want to be rich.
And that's fine. Everybody's not going to be rich. Like, I feel like everybody has that mindset. Like, I'm going to be rich. Like, everyone's not going to be rich. Like, I want to be comfortable. I don't have to be rich. As long as my family's fine, my daughter's fed, I'm good. I'm good.
Me personally, with the whole Diddy situation, I'm scared of rich niggas. I don't know about them.
Oh.
I don't know. They scared me now since that. I'm like, ooh, wait. Just because he have this and that and the third, what if he just, it's a scary thing because she saw all the glamorous things and then look what she was dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
There's a different type of mindset when it comes to that, right? There's a difference between being rich and having power. And a lot of rich people want to have power. Mm-hmm. And only ways to display that is sometimes in sexual energy, because they never got to control other things in life. You can kind of tell those niggas that wasn't getting pussy when they were younger and didn't have no swag for real. And so, right. And so when the money comes into play, then they up. Now they a player.
They can get any girl they want.
Right. The ego is a hell of a drug.
But it's like, what about when the money gone? Then what?
Not when you a billionaire. You listen. You couldn't spend $1 billion in your lifetime just living how you're living right now, ever, unless you going out and buying basketball teams and shit like that, right? So when you have $1 billion, the money's never gone. $1 billion is generational wealth. Everybody in your family rich.
Yeah.
The issue is that people don't know how to act about money. Again, money is not evil. The pursuit and the love of money is evil, right? The affection for it means so much to you that you'll, fuck your family, whatever. Hey, it's about my money. It's not about y'all.
Yeah.
And I had to learn that the hard way coming up. You know what I'm saying? When I got my first little chunk of money, I was like, okay, I'm still the same person. I'm not tripping. But then when everybody started asking me and having their hand out, I was kind of like, damn, it's not the money. It's people think I changed. Everybody thinks I changed because I have to be careful with my money because that's how the rich stay rich. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's really ego. That ego, thinking you're better than somebody else because you have money. I treat a homeless person, a janitor, and my colleagues the same way. You know what I'm saying? I never look down on people because that's where the downfall happens.
Okay, so I will say the energy that I look for in my life experience has allowed me to grow my list. So I'm not going to say I just need a man to be, patient and a provider, a protector. Like, I have a list, because I used to say I want an ambitious man, and I got an ambitious man, but he was ambitious, but maybe the results weren't coming in. Yeah, so then I had to update my list and say I want a results-driven, ambitious. And then, the more I kept having these experiences with people, I realized, this is probably why it is challenging for more seasoned women to find men, because they know what to expect out of their love situation. And a mature man is going to appreciate somebody who is going to keep them accountable for the high standards that they know a man can be. Okay. And I think the energy that I want, my love, I'm not going to nitpick oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, because you can simply communicate from my past experience, I've really enjoyed this type of treatment. And, if you see fit to do so, I would be so grateful. Okay. And it's not molding or changing somebody, but you have to, it's a tango, it's a dance. Yeah. So I just think a man that is looking to, again, have a growth mindset, always want to improve himself, is someone that is attractive to me. Okay. But I need somebody who is not just smart and capable. I need him to be charismatic. Smart, charismatic. I need him to be emotionally intelligent and not use it in a manipulative way. Okay. And you have to be specific, because if you're not, you're going to be given what you're given, but it's going to have a caveat. Yeah. It's going to be okay, you said you want a strong man, but you get something that's strong, but maybe not what you're looking for, So you have to be specific. And I just be unapologetic, because if you keep saying this is the person I see for me, it's going to come to you.
All right. So can you run down that list again? I want to make sure I got that list right. What's your list? You said it's a detailed list.
I just gave you a few.
Yeah. Go ahead and just, I'm here. We here. Hey, we here, right? We chilling, right? We all kicking it.
I definitely want to give other people the opportunity, but I think everyone should have specifics for themselves and what they want.
They gonna have their opportunity. I want to know what your list is. What's up? Ooh. What's the list?
Look, I haven't written it down somewhere, but I hope you were paying attention when I said it the first time.
Give me a top 20. No, top 10. Top 10 traits.
Top 10.
Yeah, top 10.
Okay, so
she gave it.
So I want somebody who can give me their own definition of love.
Okay.
And then show me what that looks like.
Okay.
That's dope.
I love that.
Yes.
That's dope. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So since we don't,
you said top 10. I can keep going.
Yeah. No, we good. I want to know because now we talking about lists now. Uh-huh. Is there any compromises in your list? Is there anything in your list that's you know what? If he don't have that, it could be adjustable. Fuck with that.
A non-negotiable?
No, not non-negotiable. Negotiable. Is there any compromises in your list? Is there anything?
Absolutely compromise in my list.
All right. So how many non-negotiables do you have, and what are the non-negotiables?
I would say I did have a list of 5 non-negotiables.
And list them 5 non-negotiables.
A mean-spirited person.
Okay.
I can't be with somebody who's like, even if you're nice to me, you'll eventually, have some slack and you'll say something and then it'll turn into something else. And so I just can't be with a mean person.
Okay.
Yes. There's plenty.
All right. Okay, that's number 1. What's number 2?
Okay, a non-negotiable. For me, I can't be with someone who can't teach me anything. I can't. I mean, we can have a good time. We can be friends, but someone who I can learn from is someone I can respect.
Right. Okay.
That is a really good point.
All right.
I love
those are fair.
I agree
I
with
think
that.
those are
That's
fair.
fair. What's another?
Realistic also.
Cleanliness. I can't be with somebody who's not clean.
Very realistic.
Hey, what if he's junky? You're not dirty, but just junky.
If he's messy, I can help him with organization, but cleanliness, like hygiene,
Okay.
that's something that
wash your ass.
that he should.
That's a must.
You should come already ready, prepared, and I
Okay.
can't.
Yeah. All right.
At this age,
Straight up. Straight up.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
All right. What's your
black.
last non-negotiable?
Someone, they have to be open-minded.
Okay.
I'm glad you said that.
They have to be
Open-minded.
open-minded. I can't be in conversation with somebody who has their mind set on stuff and is not compromising and looking at a different perspective.
Right. Now the reason why I asked you that question is you said list, right? It's a long list. I have a long list of shit I want to, just out of life, just out of anything. But the reality is you're not gonna get everything on your list. You're gonna have to compromise those things. Like, to have a long, fruitful relationship, you have to understand that you have flaws too. And that person has to deal with your flaws. So that means you're going to deal with somebody that has flaws, because guess what? We're humans. I know this Captain Super nigga that you think exists, that person doesn't, So I always look at the 80-20 rule, okay? As long as they giving like my non-negotiables, I can handle the rest. Like, for me, I always think that people annoy me, right? People, I have low patience with people, I keep my circle small, but I know that people are annoying. At least my way of thinking. It's the people that annoy me the least is the people I keep around. You know what I'm saying? So I know that my woman is going to annoy me. But it's about the degree of annoyance. Am I willing to take?
And that takes time and work.
Now there's some non-negotiables that this is too crazy, I'm not fucking with it. But there's some shit that's like, well, she off with that. But it's all good. I can work with that. That's annoying, but that's annoying I can tolerate, because you're not going to get the perfect person. If you're going to try to search for the perfect person, that's when it teeter-totters to you becoming alone, because you're striving for perfection, and perfection doesn't exist.
I definitely am not striving for perfection. And I agree with you. If they check out 8 out of the 10, boxes, that's definitely somebody that I would give an opportunity to. I think it's important to have a list, because if not, you just start entertaining anybody or kind of willy-nilly, and you're more intentional when you already know what you're looking for.
I don't think it's healthy to have a list, but just have like a non-negotiable. That's what I'm not fucking with. Yeah, it's good to have that, but having a certain expectation in a person, I don't think that that's right to really have, because that doesn't mean you're open. That means you're not open. You might not be open-minded to certain things.
I have to disagree with you, and just for the fact that like I have a list of what I wanted in a woman right before I got with a woman, because I was like, things that I won't put up with, and then things like, I can't have a messy woman because I'm a very clean person.
Yeah, but that's no non-negotiable.
Sometimes you have to teach people though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Hold on, you just said what? So
that's what I'm saying. So my list still fits into the factor of, look, you may not know how to do these things, but I'm gonna teach you.
Absolutely.
I get that, but you just kind of just confirm what I said, bro.
Right.
Like she messy. But you gonna fuck with it because you know, hey, I can kind of guide her. I can guide her that.
But it still fits within my list because these are things that I won't put up with, right? And then if I'm gonna show you how to do it, if you stay within this little box, then we good. But as soon as you start slipping out, I'm gonna count the times. I'm gonna be like 1, 2, 3. I can't deal with it. It's over with for me. Like that's the type of person I am.
That means you're compromising your non-negotiable.
I was gonna say, I understand what you're saying for sure, but I think that also sometimes like you can like miss out on something that may not be as problematic as it may appear the first time you see them. Because like some people are quick learners, some people are eager to be better, some people don't have the experiences you have. So to talk about messy, like, I mean, who knows? What if they grew up around hoarders, but they have all the love in the world? So if you show them some organization skills and you're a great teacher, then boom, they're no longer messy. But you can't like write and say they're not messy, because what if that person checks off everything else, but because they were messy, you were like, no.
All right, so let's give a small example. You walk into her house, right? There, from the time you walk from the front door to the bedroom, clothes on the floor, pizza boxes. Hold on. Let's just keep going. Dirty paper towels, just all the shit that you looking at. And you're like, oh my God, her mattress on the floor. Like a lot of times when you're messy, you're also unorganized, right? And so when you walk into that person's house, they're not gonna have no dresser. They got their clothes folded up in the closet.
But I would hope by the time you see the person's house, you would be able to pick up on other energies within that person's just aura that they might be messy. Because I've been able to tell that before I go to somebody's house. So if you got so deep in love and then you finally go to the house and they living in trash, that might be on you because you couldn't pick that up.
You can't pick up everything.
Yes, you can. That messiness, though.
Women be with a nigga for
I guess,
for
but
5-6 months, and then they find out he an asshole.
Yeah,
you didn't find out within the first 3 months. You didn't find out.
That's different though. Asshole doesn't have a subjective thing or a tangible thing. Once you see someone's messy, it's either you want to deal with it or clean it up or leave.
People can fake it out. If a girl's coming over to your house, she can be over there picking up stuff, being like, "Oh, you don't do this," and then
stuff
the
that
first
shit
time
in the
you walk into her
closet.
Well,
house.
then that's see, y'all be so surface level with it though, because and let me tell you why it's surface level. Because me being an entertainer who's always moving, who didn't get time to eat today, sometimes my room is a mess. But that's because I'm so damn busy. But if you really cared enough, you would have dig deep and say what your room or what your house looks like is a reflection of your mind. So if I am all over the place and I don't have an assistant, which I do need, anyone ready to be my assistant, please. But all that matters. So it's like you gotta if you really love somebody, you're not gonna just judge them based off, oh, you're messy. Why are you messy? Oh, because you don't have help. Because why you do this and this and this and this and this, you are becoming the man in your own life as a woman. And I know that that's my experience. So maybe I am projecting, but I just know that I'm not.
Projecting.
No,
you
but I'm
projecting.
not because I'm a Jamaican woman who knows how to clean, but I almost don't have the time. I don't even have time to eat sometimes.
All right, so let me tell you the thing that helps out people the most, right? Having a routine. So
that's where the man comes in. Help me. Give me structure.
This is also where it comes into just being a person, period. When you build a routine, you build structure in your life.
Correct.
I do the same shit. I wake up, I have to go to my studio, I have to deal with my son, I have to go deal with my girl. I have to.
But are you perfect in all those areas? Do you fall short sometimes?
No, I follow my routine to the thumb.
Every single time you're just Superman.
Because if I don't do it, who will? Though, listen, even with people getting sick, if I get the flu, who's gonna pay my bills for me?
But you see, that sounds logically correct. But there are times and days and seasons where you're not always checking off every single thing. Because meanwhile, while my room might be a mess, everything else is on. I'm in the gym. I'm taking care of my vocals. I'm making sure I'm doing my skincare. My hair is done. All those other things. So sometimes when you meet somebody, that person is there to help you, so you guys can keep going up.
But that's the difference between a star and a superstar. You feel me? The superstar does the whole routine from start to finish.
But the superstar also needs support.
Yeah.
They're not it's not a one-man show.
See?
Let me go ahead and take that now.
Look at this.
Yeah.
You got a question? Hold on. Before you get into your question, I wanted to jump in and do my rebuttal. Look, if that's your non-negotiable, that's your non-negotiable, my boy. Like, I'm not saying, hey, if like my non-negotiable is hygiene. I don't want no stinky motherfucker, no dirty motherfucker around me. Nobody that doesn't have any type of structure in their life around me. But that's my non-negotiable. But I didn't say don't have a non-negotiable with you, but a list of this person got to be this and this person got to be that, because people, you know, every 10 years we all change. We always evolving and we're always changing. So I can't just, yeah, exactly. I wasn't the same person 5 years ago. And hell, I wasn't the same person I was 10 years ago.
Absolutely.
You get me?
Yeah.
Because 10 years ago, there's no fucking way I'd be on this mic talking shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
But anyways, having a non-negotiable is that shit that's like, oh, hell nah. Like if I'm gonna go to your house and there's roaches running across the, that's a hell no. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're not cleaning up your house. You're chaotic. I don't want no chaos in my environment, in my world. That's my non-negotiable. Right. Like I said, want no low bring your non-negotiables.
You said what?
Come with a non-negotiable. Have your non-negotiable. But your non-negotiable is not a long list. You got to be real with yourself. Like there's some stuff that people will have that's not perfect that you like, you know what? I'm going to bring that into that person. Yeah. Like my boy Dunn, he's very routine. He wake up, he follow his routine to the T. Guess what? I don't do that shit. I wake up and I have a routine. I walk my dog, but I don't really have too much routine other than that. But I hang out with people that has their strength is my weakness. You get what I'm saying? So if that's my strength and I get with somebody that's not their strength, how dare me trying to put that strength onto that person? I should be helping that person into making that weakness that they have to become a strength. Like when it comes to relationships, symbiotic, I use that word a lot. Symbiotic means it's just like a shark. You ever seen them great? I love Shark Week. When I was a kid growing up watching Shark Week, great white sharks, right? I always used to be like, how the fuck there's this little fish that's just always under the shark. Because the fish eats the food that the shark, it's like a scavenger. It eats the food that the shark leaves behind. And so it cleans up after the shark. It's a symbiotic relationship that they have there. You know? That's why he ain't ate that motherfucker. He's like, I'm gonna hunt this motherfucker, clean this shit up, and I'm finna get the fuck out of here. You know? So I get it, you know. I get what y'all saying. I get what you're saying, Dunn. I get what y'all saying about having your coming with your list. But when you meet your person, you ain't pulled out no list. It's just, you know, I say recently I purchased a car and I loved it. I didn't even do no research on it. I just bought it. Very irresponsible. But every day I drive in that motherfucker and I be feeling like the man, like, yeah, I love this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because when you found your thing, it's your thing. You didn't come with no list. I didn't look at all the powertrain, the reliability ratings. I didn't look at any of that shit. It was just what felt right. You get what I'm saying? And so that's why I say come with a non-negotiable, because a non-negotiable is something where you can walk away from. Okay, this person is okay. This is not what I thought was it going to be. My non-negotiable is this. Like when we talked about abuse, when we saw Diddy and Cassie fighting, her non-negotiable should have been, there's no way this motherfucker gonna put his hands on me. Second he put his hands on me, walk away.
It's called boundaries.
Boundaries. Exactly, it's called boundaries, right? So I get it. Come with a list.
I was gonna say, and to touch on, you're so right. When you get that feeling that's you're supposed to have, when you are in tune with yourself, your intuition will tell you, okay, yes. And even if it doesn't work out, you were still supposed to go through that experience.
Absolutely.
You're supposed to grow from it. So like if you're meant to be with someone, you're going to be with someone. That's why I don't stress about like the dating process. I let it naturally like connect with me with who I'm supposed to be with. And thus far, like I've just been with really solid, really great individuals. So I think intuition is too part of this whole process of vetting people you should be with.
I agree with that, but also let's go back to the list for 1 second.
Okay, let's go.
Let me just say this. Niggas have a list, bro. In the list be like, she got to cook, she got to clean, she got to do like
and be clean.
Right.
I can't say that. I can't say that because what if you a chef? That ain't on your list, my boy.
What is it? What is
if you a chef? You like, man, fuck. I like cooking for people.
Even if you a chef, you still gonna want your woman to cook for you.
Straight up.
What if you fall in love with somebody and they don't, and this is not something on purpose, but what if you fell in love with somebody who didn't have arms? And now they can't cook, so now it's on your list.
I think the hypothetical is let's
stay.
You can't make a list. You gauge it off your discernment. You can't make a tangible list like that. In my personal opinion, because there are things that just really just like as you learn somebody, they might be so much stronger in so many other things that your non-negotiable list kind of like cancels out, or it kind of grows immature, or because it's not something that's as valid.
So you gonna date a nigga with 6 kids?
Hey,
I didn't say that though.
I'm just saying like there are parts of the list where there are non-negotiables, right?
For sure, but you don't know what chapter you're going to be in when those non-negotiables appear again.
But see, this is the thing. It goes back to what this young lady said over here. It's somebody for everybody.
Exactly.
Right. So it's like you can make your list so you can avoid like the low life, dirty people. But like, I think it, like I said in the beginning, it's off your energy. So if you're attracting all these things that are against your non-negotiables, what does that say about you? Maybe you need to learn something on your non-negotiable list.
Let's talk.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I feel like my non-negotiables come from experience. What you just said, 6 churn. Yeah, that's why that's a non-negotiable, because I went through that. So it's like whatever I'm not going to put nothing on a non-negotiable that I haven't experienced before. It's not going to be judgmental.
Right.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, this is the thing. See, you going back to this list, Don, I feel you. But you keep adding non-negotiables on there. Like, you can have a non-negotiable. You can have non-negotiables. But non-negotiables,
I think we get up into
non-negotiable list is lower than when
it's not a non-negotiable. You see, it's like if you want a woman that will cook for you. That when you get home from a long day of work and you're tired and you want to kick your feet up, you don't want pizza. You want a nice home cooked meal.
That's what my wife led with.
But what I'm saying is, bro, like, you get with a girl, you just get with a chick that don't know how to cook. You not finna just not fuck with her no more.
We taking you to the Cordon Bleu, baby. We got to teach you. We got to get you a lesson.
Exactly. You can train. I ain't gonna say train.
Well, that's why you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be flexible. I mean, but this list. But like you said, you are religious, and when you're praying, you want to have certain attributes. Send me this type of person. You want to already have an idea of what you would like.
Hold on.
That's what your list is really comprised of your desires. It's really not, it has to be every single thing, or it has to be like, it's giving you a blueprint for what you really want out of a person, and that's okay.
It's telling them what you expect also.
I think this also fits into your love language, right? Right? Like for most people that have love languages, like for me, mine is somebody that cares enough about me to really take their time to cook for me and try to make me happy with my stomach, because that's a big part for me. So I think that it all comes into play, and y'all have stuff that y'all want and we got stuff that we want.
I just have a question, because like I just want to know, like, how far are you guys willing to go because I know a lot of people say like, they feel like they have to train a man to do something. Like, I've been with a guy that I like, literally, like, if you lack common sense, I can't deal with you, because it's like certain things that as a man you should know what to do. Like, why do I have to tell you I had a long day at work and the trash needs to be taken out? Like, that's just something that you should know. Like, I feel like I'm not gonna build a man up. I want a man that's already built up, because we need to be on the same type of time. Like, I can't be out making money and you at home just lax, not making any money. Like, I don't know. I just want to know how you guys feel about that. Like, how far are you willing to go?
How I feel about it is, I believe that you have to build your partner to the way that you wanted to build. You can go into a built house, but it still might not be the configuration that you want. I'd rather build up my partner and then communicate. I'm sorry, like he might be used to not the trash. I might throw a little bit more in here. So let her communicate with him like, hey, I'm not cool with that. And then you communicate with him that enough, then he will know the routine that he know. Okay, before she get home, let me make sure. See, I understand that term. I shouldn't have to ask, but you do have to ask. Just like if I need a woman to cook, I can't assume I'm gonna get me a Susie homemaker that's gonna cook. I might have to be like, start sending her some Instagram video reels on how to on some foods and just giving her the ideas like that look good, don't it, baby? Like it is being real. That's how you develop a real relationship, is through communication. It's not by expecting.
A lot of people lack communication, though. They just go mute and they don't.
Yeah. They lack communication.
That's that low
because,
energy that we're talking about.
Yeah, they lack communication because a lot of people might have expectations. Just like you have an expectation, instead of communicating your expectation, you just internalize it and then let that turn into a negative energy. Then that turns into your non-negotiable. Then you done let go of somebody that, if you communicated that with that person, if he was a good man, then to make you happy. Because I don't know, as a man, I love making my woman happy. Men love making their women happy. Yes. That's one thing men love to do. That's why niggas with money spend the back. They just love to see their girl happy. But if you're not gonna communicate like to me what makes you happy, if you tell me terms like I shouldn't have to ask and those type of things, that infuriates.
And it's a sense of entitlement.
Yeah, that's a sense of entitlement.
Yeah. This is what I want to say. When it comes to that, because I'm here with you, I am all the way. Why do I have to ask? But what I have done is transmute that energy and realize, okay, well, what am I becoming right now that I have to tell you this? Oh, a teacher. Oh, a mother. And then I start embodying mommy but that's okay though, because I want to be a mom and I want to have sons. And so when I have that moment with my dude that I feel like is making me feel like I need to be his mom, I kind of just embrace it, because I'm like, you know what? That's what I'm gonna be eventually. No. And but, because I heard somebody say, no, my man, he gonna fix what I ask him to do the moment I tell him. So that's why I was in agreement with you when you say you bring it to attention, and if he loves you, he wants to make you happy, that's what he's gonna do. But all of these things are for our greater good, to be better. A lot of these experiences that we're asking for this man to be or a woman to be is to teach us, because now if you feel like you have to teach a man this, you're gonna have to teach your sons that. So we're gonna have to know how to teach the male species, period, how to do X, Y, and Z.
I don't
Baby
agree.
girl, there's somebody for everybody.
Yeah, but I will, to answer your question, I believe like you attract at the frequency that you're at. So if you start noticing that you're attracting things you don't like, it might be a good time to really reflect and reevaluate, like, why are these people being pulled towards me or entering my life? And if it's to learn a lesson, you learn the lesson and then move them along. Like, you move them along, but you shouldn't have to feel like you're putting extra energy, and if it's draining you, it's too expensive, put it back.
What about like, and I get what you're saying. I completely understand what like everybody's saying. Like, nobody really wants to like build someone up, because I mean, you could tell a man all day long, like, can you please like change this? Like, I don't like that. Like, I don't like men that feel like once you bring up the issue, it's a problem. Like, it's like a problematic type of thing, instead of like, oh, you just want to pick a fight. But what if I'm just expressing how I feel?
It's also about the way you express yourself, right? Yeah. Because if you're already annoyed about something, everybody's gonna, come on, we know how energy plays off of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I feel annoyed about something, I have to say it more than once. I know I'm not the nicest person when it comes to it. I'm already here with it. Marty here. All right, I told you earlier this was an issue for me. We here. What you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be that person. So when you communicate it, the way you communicate it matters more than what you're communicating. Because disrespect is disrespect. If a guy walks in the room and says, look, you left your makeup brushes on the counter 8 days in a row. I've been told you get the makeup brushes off the. Then you're looking at him like, where's this coming from? Where's the energy at? What? Blah, blah, blah. And it's the same issue as taking out the garbage. You know what I'm saying? So we both have energy towards something. It's the way we carry it. It's the way we talk to each other. It's the way we express it. When we express it in a demeaning tone, we make our significant others feel any type of way. Then you're dealing with your internal issues on the outside in a way that doesn't benefit the relationship.
You know, to add to that, you know, it goes back to what you were saying earlier about the energy that you give off. A lot of time goes back to what you were saying, Donna. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Whatever you're thinking about, you're going to release in the atmosphere. And so if you're a bitter person or you're dealing with anger, you're going to project that anger. If you're a manipulative and controlling person, you're going to project that onto whoever the victim is at that point. And so if we're not self-aware, because a lot of time people just don't know, you got blind spots that you not even aware of sitting right here. So it really boils down to people just not really spending time with themselves, trying to get in a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the stain ends up turning into hate. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? Like at some point when you start to look at the person you're with that you care about and they're not moving in the direction that you want them to, then you start to disdain them.
Absolutely.
And then that disdain starts to turn into little bits of
bitterness.
I hate this about this person. When you can say you hate something about somebody you love,
yeah.
You know, that's when you're in the danger zone.
But then I feel like a lot of people have like expectations with certain individuals who they want to do it. Like a female be like, okay, I don't want to date no guy with kids. Like he got 6 kids, I don't want to deal with him. Whole time, that's like your soulmate. You know what I'm saying? Like you was meant to be in that person's life. Like God want to put you through whatever that person's going through so y'all can grow together. Like a lot of people just had too many like expectations on like, oh, like my guy gotta have this or he gotta have this much money. If he ain't got a house, I ain't fucking with him. He live in an apartment, nah, like. But it's just like if you had in mind like you ain't never gonna grow in life because it's like that's what make the relationship stronger. Y'all grow together, like y'all build each other from the ground up. And it be like half the time the females don't even be, you ain't never owned a Chanel bag in your life, but you telling the guy like, oh, he ain't buy me no Chanel.
That's because most people don't want to build. They want the foundation and the structure already there. Yeah. And then when you figure out that when the foundation and structure was already built before you got there, you're easily put out of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't take anything for you to not be a part of it.
Don't want to work.
You know
for
what I'm saying? Because you didn't put in for this, man. That right there puts the whole thing in perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like the soccer player who he's already rich. He already got millions of dollars. He got married. The woman's thinking like, okay, I love you, but you're not around enough. I want to get a divorce, but I want half of what you got, right? You want half, and you didn't know my structure was already built, and my mama owned everything. Yeah. So, okay, let's get divorced. Let's see what happens. Where's my half? And it's like, you didn't know what you got into because it was already built before you got here. That's one of the things we fail to understand. Like, When Drake said you wasn't Kobe about to lose 150 M's, bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Like, that's real. Yep. Niggas wake up every day to do they hustle, they grind, they work. If you wasn't there for it, you don't know what it took to get there.
Yeah.
What about like feeling like you were building someone up for the next person? Like,
it happens.
It happens, but you can't think of that. Like, it happens. That might happen, but that's life. But here's the thing. You can't predict the future. You don't move that way. Like, I'd rather build that house and live with it, and maybe I have to move out of that house and somebody else gets to enjoy that house. But at least I knew how to build. So I can build another house somewhere else. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Y'all all saying that,
like
but y'all
that.
was
We
having
like
all
that.
these non-negotiables. Now we accepting everything. I'm not with it.
No.
Because it was you that was starting with the cleaning. But then you want to talk about building a foundation. What if you need to help your girl build her foundation with the cleaning?
Well,
I'm teaching. I'm not. It's not just something that I'm sweeping under the rug,
right?
Because obviously you don't know how to do it. So
or you making excuses.
Straight up.
But if I'm making excuses as the man, I feel like the person you're with is supposed to show you yourself. They're supposed to be a mirror of you. So when you just walk away from people just because of where they are when you meet them, I just think that's not fair.
Then you're not listening, baby girl, because I said, this is what I said. I'm teaching. I am not gonna. I'm not gonna.
Teaching now.
I'm not.
But he was ready to walk away when he had his non-negotiable. You hear that, fans? You hear that, viewers?
Did y'all not hear me the first time say that we teaching it?
Yeah.
You feel me?
Well,
see that right there. We're not gonna do that.
Want to say, I feel like I would never be ashamed of building somebody up for the next person. I feel like, I don't know, that's just me. My true intentions are going into you. That's my positive energy. So whatever went left, we both was wrong because I was allowing it and you were doing it. So you're going to move forward knowing what to do and what not to do. And if you don't, then that's on you. I'm still going to be myself and have my intentions at the end of the day. Yeah. I will never feel bad for building somebody
and still have your value because your intentions coming into that thing was to add value all along.
Yeah.
You have to step into every situation fresh, brand new, and positive. You can't. That was already that statement. What if I build and somebody else lives in that house that I built? That's already a negative. That's a negative statement. That's negative energy. Once you put that in your head, it's going to happen. It's destined for it to happen. But if I look at you and I'm like, hey, I'm going to pour onto you and you're going to pour onto me and I'm going to build and you're going to build and we're going to build together and we're going to be better together. There's no way. I can't see it. It happens, but it's rare because when people build together, they stay together.
But that's the key word, together. I feel like sometimes it's like one-sided. I really feel like sometimes it could be one-sided. Like, you feel like you're pouring into your person. Your person's just taking all the love, but they're not reciprocating the same love. Like,
that's your fault.
You draining yourself.
Yeah, you allowing
that's your fault,
that.
though.
You're allowing it.
You know why that's your fault?
I'm not saying me.
I'm saying, well, that statement is that person's fault because, like I said, symbiotic relationship. That should be your non-negotiable. If I'm a pour into you, you pour into me. We pour into each other. Yep. I am not finna be your helpmate. I'm not finna be your
vampires come into your life and suck the shit out of you.
Exactly. You can see if it's only going one way, that's not a relationship.
Yeah, that's
just you kissing somebody's ass.
There's no balance at all.
There's no balance there. So I have no sympathy to people that, I did all of this for this person and this person never did anything for me and then they lost. That's your fault. You was trying to force a situation that wasn't there, because if that person really, really cared about you the way that you care about, we as humans naturally want to pour into somebody else. That's why we want kids, because we want to pour into something, or that's why we like to mentor. That's why we like to, we just have that in us, but we also have I don't give a fuck either. So if I'm not pouring into you, that means I don't care. Like, you're in a relationship by yourself. So like I said, it's your fault.
So the only thing I just want to add to some of your points is, like, just instead of thinking of it as you built somebody up or you invested and then didn't get a return, just think of it as if you did things with good intentions and you did things from, a good place, that no matter what, it's going to come back to you, no matter if it's from that person, but if you put good into the world, it always comes back around. So you may feel in that moment that you've lost out if that person has moved on, or, you didn't get to keep what was built, but just know that, like, what you did pour in is going to come back to you and even more. So there's no reason to be frustrated.
You learned your lesson and they learned theirs. That's how they go.
And sometimes it's eventually. It's not a right away thing sometimes. I want you guys to understand that. Again, teachable moments.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't know how to endure with each other. You know, sometimes, man, we get in this mindset, or over time we have gotten into the mindset where we get comfortable and familiar with each other. We look at each other as commodities and not real people that's dealing with shit, that has a mind, that's, you know what I mean, going through, you know, overcoming. And so goes back to the point that everybody was making earlier, is if I don't know how to articulate my feelings and the shit that I went through to help you and our relationship to be a little bit better, then I need help outside myself at that point. Because I got to get this shit off of me. Because my intent is to be with you. But if you impatient, you keep doing this shit to me, you know what I mean, making me feel some kind of way as if I'm not putting the investment into it, then eventually it's going to be your loss.
But you do have to make that investment, right? The investment is your time, your willingness to make those changes, because there's things that when I got into relationships, I wasn't aware that I was supposed to be doing, because you know, when you got to learn. It's all a learning process. It's a daily structure that a woman will tell you, yeah, you're not doing this, and this is something I was expecting from you. And when they say they've thought about it for however long, and you just find out within their 3-month, 4-month period, this is something I was waiting for, and you didn't do. It's like, where's the communication at? And again, those are the most important things in the relationship. If we're not communicating, you're communicating with yourself and talking to your friends about it, but I'm the last person to find out. There becomes the problem.
And can I add to that, with a non-judgmental attitude to go with that? Right. Because a lot of times, like I said, the more familiar we know the saying, you know what I mean? Familiarity breeds what? Contempt. Contempt. So as a result of that, it's like you got to know your person. Because if you say you're going to be in this thing for the long haul, that means you're going to have to humble yourself and make some adjustments in your attitude. Right. Because none of us have arrived anywhere. I don't know where we get this, and you know what I mean. This goddamn, we close to Jesus moment attitude. It's like life is a journey. Yeah, life is for learning. Right. And so if you're in my life, man, grow with me as I'm going through,
and teach me how to grow.
Yeah. Sometimes by the example. Exactly. Because sometimes you can be quiet. Your action can be really the book that I need to read.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Symbiotic relationship. I love that word, because that's where the foundation of every relationship is. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Once you realize that you're not perfect, I know we're a main character in our own lives. We're the main character in the movie or the journey that we call life. But you have to understand that you may see yourself as the hero, but there's people out there that may see you as the villain. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So you got to have that self-awareness of, hey, there's things that I'm weak at, and there's things that this person's strong at. So let's get together and let's do it. Because I'm going to make you better, and you going to make me better.
Sharpens iron.
You know?
That's the thing.
Iron sharpens iron. You know what I'm saying? That's why you shouldn't have no list. Oh, I brought it back.
Make you a list and make it clear.
I think you still have to set a standard in a relationship.
Got to be a standard.
Yeah, I ain't say that.
It has to be guidelines. It has to be protocols.
Right. There's standards and protocols when it comes to relationships, though. Let's just keep it real. We have to deal with things as they come, and then you find out that wasn't part of your list. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
Have boundaries, yes. Have boundaries.
You think about it like this. Every company that a person becomes employed by has a booklet called Policies and Procedures. There are things in there that you may never read, but let your ass get called up to HR. And they sit down and have that conversation with you. They're going to pinpoint exactly on page 19, line 9, about the issue that we're having with you. And so if the relationship, I'm not saying you treat your relationship like a company, but what I am saying is that you as a person have to have a standard.
When you marry, you got to sign that contract.
Yeah, I was saying you can treat it like a business.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean, in a more emotional type way.
Yeah, it's an emotional business. Your investment is your emotions. You know, it's your time, it's your emotions. Those are an investment. But it's just like business, right? I might have said investment wrong, but whatever.
No, you good.
I get tongue tied. You want to win this so bad.
I'm a win because I'm a winner.
You got it this time.
Yeah. In the business of love and business of relationships, it's an investment. Just like when we invest in business, we invest money. Sometimes there's some bad investments. What if I put all this money in and then I lost it all? That's the risk you take when you make an investment. But an investment, what if it goes right? What if everything that you want works out? What if you, instead of looking at things the negative way, look at it the positive way, and then understand that negative can happen. Just understand that. I'll deal with, but for me, when somebody tell me some negative shit, what if this happens? I say I cross that bridge when I get there, because I don't want no negative shit in my because if not, I won't be able to do anything. I won't be able to invest.
Right.
I won't be able to move forward. You're only holding yourself back when you think negative that way. What if I lose? But what if I win? What's the point of me racing if I'm gonna lose?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
Hell no, I'm a triathlete. Ain't nobody can beat me in this bitch. I'm about to run. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog off this motherfucker. Mm-hmm. I'm about to sprint faster than you. Well, shit, hey, you gotta have that, or you will never move forward. You can never get a tangible relationship. You can't be successful in the business. You can't have a happy life. That's where that negativity creep in. When you have, that's why I want to circle back to energy. That was energy right there.
Yeah, for sure.
When you have those negative thoughts creep in, what if this? What if that? Negative.
I'm never a what if guy.
Yeah.
I don't do the
there's an age old principle that applies to this situation. We have a responsibility to guard our own hearts. You got to be aware of the shit that we intake. Like we started off, you got to be aware of what we take in and what we give out. You see, because the heart is a delicate thing. And that delicate thing, not the tangible heart, but that invisible part of us, that soul part of us that nobody else sees when we're alone. And so if I'm sitting alone and ingesting everything, I'm not guarding my heart. I gotta be a pit bull to that heart a lot of time, because there is a lot of incoming out there. And you come home to World War III, and if you're not girded up, then you know what I mean, here we go back with the back and forth shit, and it's you know what I mean, they bring the energy down. And so it comes to the point, man, that we have to get back to this place where we take the time with ourselves. I say this all the time because I think we try to impose onto somebody else for the work that we have to do ourselves, and if we're not aware of that, you will never keep substantial relationships in your life, because it's always somebody else's fault. Or a responsibility.
Yeah, responsibility. That's the right word for it.
That is the right word. Key word for today: responsibility. But responsibility and accountability goes both ways.
Hand in hand.
Hand in hand. Accountability, a code accountable. I've been hearing that word accountability for the past 4 years, since the inceptions of all these podcasts, and even on my podcast. But I think a lot of us don't like to internalize that. We like to say you need to hold yourself accountable, or we like to make sure everybody holds themselves accountable. But at the same time, you have to hold yourself accountable as well. It starts within. But see that. Oh, hold on. Say that again.
It takes the right teacher.
But see, when you say it takes the right teacher, sometimes we have to teach ourselves as well.
Yeah. You meet your partner, then they become the right teacher, and it helps you. And now you're just like, look at you.
That's what they had welfare for.
Why y'all so negative? Are y'all not in love? Y'all don't have love going on right now? Because
20
you can
plus
meet
years.
a great teacher who takes accountability, who also makes mistakes, but loves you through yours and wants to build you up because they see where you're going and you see where they're going. And now you guys are just constantly building each other up.
Right. We
sound a little one-sided to me, though, starting out the gate.
I'm sorry?
I said it sounded a little one-sided starting out the gate a little bit.
I don't really know what the end part of your sentence says, but one-sided it's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
What he's saying is that having a teacher, yes, it's fine. Yes, that's what we mean symbiotic. I need somebody, like, I think that that's why we're here as humans. I can't make myself better. I need a team. I need you to make me better too. But at the same time, it's up to me within to teach, to learn, to take it in, to teach. There might be some things that you might not find that teacher. You have to learn within yourself. Hold yourself accountable, because experience is the best teacher.
If some can be the teacher, that's really what I was looking for. It's not always somebody walking up to you saying, "This is what you need to work on." But like yesterday, I had an experience where I watched two friends. Sorry, legs are long. I had two friends basically hashing out something in front of me, and I saw myself in the both of them, and I was like, this is what I need to work on. But it was both of them doing two things. So like, that's really what I mean when I did do all the winking and things. Of course, I just mean like a great man that can teach you. But you do learn through experience. I kind of thought we were over that hump, because I think we all have pretty good foundations here. I think we know that we have to pull ourselves out of that hole. No one else can pull us out of it. It starts with us. But yeah, I'm talking about the greener side of life, where, you know, everything is great and you guys are working towards going to the top, because I mean, that's where I'm at. That's really where I'm talking from. That's my perspective. I don't have that problem right now.
And when kind of like taking points from other people's statements, when I think about energy, like you said, awareness is like one of the key things. I think self-awareness, awareness of your environment, and community. I think those two things will help us heal and grow and have robust blossoming energies, because I'm reading this book and it's called The Body Keeps the Score, and it talks about how we hold in trauma. Even if we numb ourselves, it's still sitting in and we have to release it. But it said an interesting statement that, you know, a lot of times we isolate, feel alienated while we're going through our healing process. But the most healing is when you have people pouring into you and talking to you and working through it. So I think we need to kind of change the way that we approach healing our energy, healing ourselves. And like, I think being reflective is important, but also embracing people while they're going through that time and is gonna help each and every one of us, because that's the whole human experience, is about connecting and learning from one another. And I feel like the more and more we go through this life experience during this time, we're being told like to separate, and we really need to be doing the opposite. We need to be connecting.
Yeah, I agree with you when it comes to becoming together, because I think we are more similar than we are different. You know, for the good betterment of 4 years, we've been hearing what is the difference between a man and a woman, and what men do and what women do, and we kind of got that. But at the same time, I haven't heard the essential of togetherness, and what I can't do, you can do. And what you can't do, I can do. Hence why we need each other. There's no I'm better than. Because if I say I'm better than you, yeah, I'm stronger than you. I can run faster than you, but you may be smarter than me. You know, you may be, you know, emotional, and you may be, because I'm a logical thinker, but you might be more of an emotional thinker. So you might be more emotional intelligent than I am. So that helps me be more emotional intelligence. Over time, we have been conditioned with all of this negative energy that we can do better without. I'm good, but I'll tell you firsthand, no, we can't. No, I can't. I can't be without a woman. I don't think a week. I need that energy, because I know there's things that I'm flawed at, and I know that there's things that they can make me better at, because I like to make myself better. And if you're a person that likes to make yourself better and self-improve, it's impossible to self-improve by yourself. It's impossible. You know, so I get it, you know.
Well,
it's better to be by some people. They say it's better to be by yourself, but I don't agree with that.
There's another part of it is that we saw within a year, right? It was easy to disconnect from people. Like during that year of COVID, when COVID hit and you were just with your loved ones or people like that, you saw how easy it was to disconnect from everybody. The human experience was over that quick. We learned how to just kind of huddle up in our own groups, homes, and everything like that, and forgot what it was to have the human connection. And men and women had the bigger separation. That was the time where man and woman became enemy, and somehow we really split in a way that it was noticeable. And I think that was one of the scariest things to see, that it only took a year to see everybody turn on each other.
Yeah, that was definitely scary.
That was it was a revelation of relationships. We was in relationships where we were dealing with each other, not engaging each other. You know what I mean? And so when I'm 8 to 16 hours away from you, those last little few hours that I have to deal with you, it's cool. But when I got to deal with you for 24 hours at a time, it's a whole different ball game, because I'm seeing things about you that I wasn't aware of. So when I wake up, I'm dealing with a new stranger that I'm not even aware of.
Yep.
And so, that was a real thing to deal with, because it was a mirror. We were both a reflection of ourselves, and we were scared to death. We dipped on each other. So,
yeah.
That's where love comes in. Love beats all. You just give some kisses and make up.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that word. That word don't exist now.
What
Love? That don't exist in the 20s. Ever since 2020, there's no love. Is either it's a soft emotion or it don't exist.
It's a real
it's
thing,
not
man.
logical.
Love is
all
a real
those
thing,
things.
man. Love is a real.
I mean, again,
I'm not saying it's true or not. I'm not saying it's not true. I don't agree with that. I'm just saying that is what the propaganda.
Right. That's what the world has exploded into.
Exactly.
But
That's
I think
what
we're all trying to find our way back to love. Honestly, I think a lot of people haven't seen love, so they're just trying to figure out, how do we get there? And nobody really has the blueprint unless you're digging for it. And when you're looking for answers and you're looking to learn, the teacher will, appear. So if you really are searching for true, honest love, and you're not finding Instagram pages to tell you what love is about and everything else, and listening to the outside noise, and you focus on you will attract love, because you will find yourself loving you. And then you'll find people who love you as well.
I mean, there's another part to it, right? We forgot how to talk to each other.
Yeah.
We forgot to express our emotional. We became detached, and then forgot how to talk to each other.
Can we rewind that just a little bit?
Yeah, rewind that.
We forgot to know how to do what?
We forgot how to talk to each other.
How to talk, not
Right.
at each other.
Right. Talk to each other. We forgot how to talk to each other. And I think that's the biggest issue, when we forgot how to talk to each other, and then everybody had their own agendas about what women wanted and what men wanted, right? Women, I've seen hundreds of things where men ask women, so do you need a man? No, I don't need no man. 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 I don't need no. And then you ask men that same question, do you need a woman? Yeah, we need women. We love women.
Yeah.
We still have the love. Women somehow in between the feminist culture ended up hating men, because it was like the toxic masculinity. This word that really is fake. There is no such thing as toxic masculinity. Masculinity is toxic in itself. If that's what we want to put it down to, if we want to equate male energy as toxic, then it's toxic.
Right.
But we're men.
Yeah.
No, I mean, say that. That's a person. Don't put that as a
some
gender.
men are possessive. Yeah. Some men are not. Some men are more like, we are men. I don't know how to explain a man to you, because what I am is what I am.
But but what she just said there, men are possessive. That's a statement of basically you don't even know men. Because that's not even a masculine trait. That is just a human trait. There's some people that's insecure and they be possessive, and they happen to be a male, so you're like, men are possessive. That's where the disconnection is. We haven't clearly defined what is masculine and what's feminine. So we call it when a man is being a man, we calling that toxic. When a woman is being a woman, we calling that toxic.
Hold on. I got one thing to say. Women think now when they have to take care of themselves, pay their own bills, that's portraying masculine energy. I have to be the man. Stability. When a woman says I have to be the man in a relationship, they talking about paying their own bills. They talking about doing things for themselves that go outside of the energy they want to put out there. Mm-hmm. And that somehow is manly. But it's like women been paying bills. Women fought for equality to fight for equal rights and be a woman at the same time. And somehow that became a masculine trait. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. I mean, you're being an adult taking care of yourself. It's like putting on a man to take care of you. That's crazy. It's diabolical. I like that. Yeah.
I think this whole conversation is a lot to unpack about why women now feel like they don't need men. I think that's like a whole thing that needs to be discussed. But when women were fighting for equality, it was specific things like having their voice heard at the polls. It was to be able to pursue a career that they have interest in.
Right.
And I think...
And take care of themselves.
I think...
Throw that in there.
And just... A lot of women did want to become independent from the man because many were faced with abuse and financial abuse, physical abuse in the home. So they had reason to want to separate. And I think there were consequences that they didn't know would come from gaining certain liberties.
Right.
And that's what we're dealing with now. But I think we are long overdue for a conversation as to why women feel the way that they do and why the role of men has deemed less important in the lives of a quote unquote a modern woman.
Yeah, but it is. That's the term of the 2020s.
Right, the modern woman. And still wants a traditional man.
But you know that modern woman started back in the 60s with the revolution, where they was burning bras in the street.
Yeah,
that second or third wave of feminism, and you know what I mean. And once you know what I mean, the pill became FDA approved without you having the consequences of having children. You can just take a pill without getting pregnant, or if you do get pregnant, you can do the other thing. And so once those liberties begin to fester and grow and become his own machine, it's out of control now. And so it's going to take men, you know what I mean, to understand their rightful place and be men, be assertive. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got to be aggressive, just be assertive. Voice your standard. You know what I mean? Because right now, what we're looking at is two things that I've seen that women has been holding up over men's heads for quite some time. And that's a manipulative spirit in sex. If I can use sex to my advantage to keep you disempowered from becoming a man that I can respect, then guess what? I'm left to my own devices to do what I want to do, and then trick off and still blame men. That's a real deceptive idea. But this is a spirit we're talking about now. Yeah, it's not just men.
Yeah. That I like that spirit, but now it's the time. We got it's time to wrap things up. Now this is the time of the episode where we want the ladies to start off and give their game to the people out there. What is your game? What is your philosophy of life? That the advice that you want the people to know. Okay, your advice from your experiences. Okay, I want to start over here. And I want you to tell your game, and we're going to move it all over, okay?
I don't know. I just walk through life with good intentions, no matter how bad people treat me. I really don't care, because at the end of the day, I know who I am. What you do is not going to change nothing about me. So that's just all I have to say about energy and intentions and things like that. It's going to always be humble. It's always going to be what I want, not what they want.
know yourself, walk in your light.
Yeah.
I feel you. Understand.
Okay, my game, I would say, and this is specifically for the people who may be struggling with having good energy, is if you're feeling down, you woke up for a reason. You know, not everyone got the chance to open their eyes and had to have a chance to do something with their day. So really find something to be grateful for. Find 3 things to be grateful for, and let that push you and motivate you on the days. Like what I tell people, just put one foot in front of the other. And that is what is going to help you keep moving forward when you're having a challenging day, month, whatever it is.
All right.
Good. Hi. My gem, my game for the night is live, laugh, love, enjoy everything that happens in your life. Everything is part of the movie. It's part of the plot. When you die and you're in a museum and they talk about your life, this is what this is all for. So just make the best of it so that they can make the best documentary of you. What else? Just be you everywhere you go, and you will attract, what you are. And that may mean there may be some things you don't like, but that's something you want to work on for yourself. And just keep shining and glowing and be the baddest out here.
Okay.
All right. Good.
Okay. So I don't know if any of you guys watched The Walking Dead, but like it was an episode where they had like JSS, and basically this stands for like just survive somehow. Like life is gonna come with obstacles and delays and everything like that, but just learn your tempo and go with life at your own speed. Don't look at anyone else. Don't look at Instagram, because it's all an illusion. Like you can go on Pinterest and literally search something and post it, and they'll be like, oh my God, you were with so and so, but it's fake. So just do you, live life, keep God first, and just survive.
Okay, some gems I want to give off. First things first, love yourself. You don't love yourself, how you gonna love anybody else? I know we talked about tonight about the whole, you gotta be around people to, sometimes, being around other people might help your energy and stuff. But I feel like if you're not comfortable being by yourself, enjoying your own company and stuff, then it's just like, how could you depend on somebody else? How could you depend on somebody else to make you happy if you're not even happy within yourself? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, self-love's the best love.
Okay. Self-love is the best love. That's what I'm talking about. All right, my boy RP.
Hey. Life is for learning, I'm going to keep this brief. 3 years ago, I was dealing with something that I didn't realize that affected my wife in the worst way. Starting a new career, moving to a new location, all of those things. I kept going. She's still being infected. I kept going. She's still being infected. While other shit is being piled on now, it's my fault. I'm responsible for what happened. I set the tone for the house. But here recently, something had occurred where it opened up the conversation in an organic, genuine way, whereas it allowed me to open up to her like I never had before. Now, I've been with this woman going on 21 years. At this point in our relationship, it broke the chains of our future, of our present, and of our now, to the point where our communication level is on a whole nother wavelength. Because a lot of times it goes back. The one thing that I don't like about us is we have the tendency to lie and make excuses about our shit to the degree, whereas it goes back to the point it's somebody else's fault. Once she got to that point, she gave me a side of herself that I didn't even know existed after 20 years. Some things takes time. And you gotta know the person that you're with to be in the trenches, to work with that person, allow that person to reciprocate the same thing to you. Love is a real thing. Patience is the real thing. Kindness is a real thing. I'm in this shit with you is a real thing. But you got to see the person on the other side of you to see whether or not they are worth it enough to stay in the trenches with them. So you can see that growth. That's my game.
Okay. All right. My game is pretty simple. I think that everybody should go ahead and set goals for yourself next month. When the next month starts, set a goal and have your intentions towards it 100%. And watch how your life changes when you put and set a goal per week. Per week, just put a sticky note on your fridge and rip it off the fridge every day, and you'll watch how your life changes.
Yeah.
Because you're not stuck in the mindset of you're not doing anything with your life. Even if you know you're doing something every day, that organization, feeling like you're doing something and seeing it get done makes you feel different. So set goals, have your intentions set on those goals, and do it every day and watch your life change.
Absolutely.
All right. My game for the night is, as the words from 2 Chainz, you woke up this morning, you're blessed.
Straight up.
It means it ain't over for y'all. You know, stay positive. You know, positive energy. Stay optimistic. It's all good. You know, bad shit happen. It's going to happen. You're going to feel sad about it, and I'm not going to say it's going to take work to get into that positive space, but put the work in. It's worth it. Life is worth living. The journey. It's all about the journey. But on that note, thank you for everybody for being here.
Everybody give yourselves a hand.
Yeah. All right. I want to thank everybody for viewing, for tuning in. Stay tuned to further announcements. I want to thank all of you guys out there that's been supporting us from the beginning, and it's really supporting this journey that we've been. It's been a long road.
Appreciate y'all.
And
thank you.
It's a, guess what? We ain't finna stop. So you might as well just join us. We just getting started. We just getting started.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right up.
I'm not
type shit.
I'm not finna give up.
Right.
I'm not finna stop.
Hell no.
We ain't finna stop, because I don't want to. I always say it. I always say it every time. I know people get tired of these conversations, but it has to keep happening until we get to that space that we're looking for normalcy. Normalcy and being together.
Yes.
Yeah. Normalcy. Being together. Until I see us together as a society, it's because this conversation ain't going. I'm not finna end that shit. If we finna be pioneers, we pioneers in this bitch. But on that note, you tune into the Pure Game Podcast, and we out.
We out.
Peace.